It's November 15th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a winged legend, a ghost in the machine, and a flight that defied all logic. Let's begin. On November 15th, 1966, something unsettling began to stir in the quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It had started the night before. Locals reported strange sounds in the woods, and the old TNT area, a remote cluster of abandoned World War II bunkers, seemed to echo with noises no one could explain. Two young couples were driving along an isolated road near the TNT plant when they saw it, a towering figure standing in the darkness. They described the creature as nearly 7 feet tall, with massive folded wings behind its back, and two burning red eyes that glowed like embers. The moment their headlights hit it, the creature spread its wings, and what happened next was documented in a real police report. The couple said the creature lifted into the air, began following their car, and no matter how fast they went, 50, 60, even 100 miles an hour, it kept up effortlessly. They could hear the wings beating above them, scraping the air, closing in. Terrified, they sped all the way back to town and drove straight to the police station. The deputies who interviewed them said all 4 witnesses were visibly shaken, pale, and absolutely certain about what they saw. Within hours, newspapers were reporting the story. Reporters, investigators, and curious locals flocked to the TNT area, hoping to get a glimpse of the thing with the glowing eyes. A single encounter that would become the spark that would ignite one of America's greatest modern legends, the Mothman. An entire legend grew from one night, just one single encounter, 4 witnesses, 1 report, and suddenly, Point Pleasant had its own folklore figure. Makes you think how thin the line is between history and myth. On November 15th, 1988, a cold, silent morning across the Baikonur Cosmodrome in the Soviet Union, engineers stood in the control room watching a spacecraft unlike any other built, a shuttle with no crew, no pilot, and no one aboard to guide it. It was called the Buran. At 3 a.m., the engines ignited, and the shuttle rose into the darkness, becoming the first and only fully autonomous orbital spacecraft ever launched. As it climbed the clouds, the control teams realized something eerie. From that moment on, the Buran was flying itself. The shuttle orbited Earth twice, silently, flawlessly, adjusting its trajectory, controlling its systems, and navigating with precision, normally requiring a cockpit full of astronauts. During re-entry, the Buran descended through fiery plasma, guiding itself towards the runway thousands of miles away. The ground crew held their breath as the shuttle made a perfect landing, right on the center line. Not a single human command had been issued, not a single correction was needed. And then, the program ended. The Soviet Union collapsed, funding evaporated, the shuttle that just had made history was pushed into storage. Years passed and dust gathered, the world moved on. In 2002, a massive hangar collapse crushed the Buran where it sat. Many engineers still called it the greatest spacecraft humanity ever built, and then abandoned. To this day, no nation, not even modern space agencies, has repeated what happened that night. A machine was launched into space, flew alone, returned alone, and then vanished into history. Almost feels like humanity built something brilliant and then got a little spooked. On November 15, 2005, passengers aboard a routine U.S. domestic flight expected nothing more than a quiet trip through the calm skies. The weather was clear, the aircraft was stable, and the flight crew reported everything operating normally. But somewhere over the Midwest, that changed. The cruising altitude, without warning, of the aircraft lunged up, not down, but to the side. Passengers felt the cabin tilt sharply, and the plane executed a nearly 90-degree turn, far sharper than anything in standard commercial flights. Inside the cockpit, alarms flickered to life. The autopilot, which had been engaged, suddenly showed a command that neither pilot had programmed, a banking maneuver not used in commercial aviation. When the captain tried to override it, the controls resisted for 7 seconds, as if something else was flying the aircraft. Just as quickly as it began, the turn stopped. The plane leveled out, and the instruments reset, leaving no trace of who or what initiated it. Air traffic control later confirmed no conflicting aircraft, no turbulence, and no external interference. Yet dozens of passengers reported the same chilling thing. There's something unnerving about technology behaving in ways it shouldn't, especially 30,000 feet above the ground. You expect turbulence, not the aircraft deciding to take a detour on its own. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next Eerie dose is just a day away.